Welcome to this year's DCS VR setup video. So thank you bstorm83 for giving me a follow and talking to me about the Quest 2 that you're using and how this video in the past helped you with learning about setting up VR for capturing DCS. Well, a lot's changed since then, and I just wanted to show you the updated way on how I capture my VR gameplay in DCS. bstorm83 said, I use a Quest 2 and have been looking for this type of info to help my stream. I'm a USAF pilot, so I want the watcher to see what I see, how I see it. Thank you for your service. I said, hey, if you need any help, I'm here and I can even live stream help out if needed, which inspired me to make this video. I'm not always here to live stream, but I can always make a video that you guys can watch anytime you want. He'll be back in the first week of October to see this, and I said by the time you're back, I'll have an updated DCS VR video up, as the game has dramatically changed since 2022 in terms of features. Alright, so I hope this helps you out, bstorm83. Can't wait to see your next videos. See that enable virtual reality is selected, pixel density is 1.0, I have the bloom effect on, you can turn that off. I use the mouse instead of my hands on Oculus just because they get annoying. And then I use DCS system resolution for the VR mirror options. I use the right eye just because most of the HMDs show up on your right eye. That is your little visor display. But if you are hanging out and you want to basically be like a co-pilot on a Huey, you can use your left eye. If you select both, then you will see a split view down the middle, and you'll see both eyes that are rendering on your screen, which kind of sucks if you're streaming or recording your footage later. All right, so yeah, I use the right eye just because most of the HMDs are right. System, these are really your own. I'm sure there are much better settings than mine for better VR performance, but if you're doing single player, this works just fine on a standard gaming computer. If you're doing multiplayer, I recommend doing everything as low as possible until it gets annoying. Lots changed in DCS. It's upgraded to version 2.8.8, I think now. Probably 2.9 by the time you're watching this. They fixed a lot of things, and they made it a lot easier to capture and live stream VR gameplay in DCS. It used to be that you had to unsquash a video that was being outputted into a separate app. But yeah, it will natively output a 16.9 resolution video now. So the software I'm using right here is called Streamlabs OBS. You can use OBS. You can use anything to capture, really. You can even use the 4K capture utility on an Elgato if you don't feel like live streaming. We used to have presets in Streamlabs OBS that required it to kind of compress an image or unshrink an image, depending on how you're looking at it through your Oculus. But now, since it's native, you can just straight up go to a source. You can basically put in your capture card source. Right now it is at 2560 by 1440. Okay. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any transforming at all. Look, it's just native 2560 by 1440. And I can live stream at 2.7K, which is 1440p, 16 by 9. And it makes it a lot easier for people to follow along what I'm doing while I'm in VR. In the past, you would have to have a viewport that's similar like this, but not anymore. You haven't reset your DCS VR capture settings in a while. Maybe it's time to take a look again. I hope this video helps. It will help you set up any VR title, not just DCS, but DCS was the toughest one in general to have to set up. Now it's not. All right, guys, take care.
altitude, altitude. Landing. Altitude, altitude. 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 Water, water. Altitude, altitude. Water, water.